All right. Hi, welcome everyone. Today we are here with Sherry, and she does some interesting work with people and how she helps them. So Sherry, I want you to tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay. I live in Alliance, Nebraska. Married with 4 kids. Right now I'm just getting ready to start working out of my home doing this more on a permanent basis. I do psychic mediumship and shamanic prayer sessions that have had a lot of miraculous results for people. I do divination cards, work with angels. I dabble a little in the runes because it's fun. So I try to do a little bit of everything so that I can help as many people from as many angles as possible.
So being able to be that diverse, does it help with working with your clients?
Tremendously, yeah. I have, oh gosh, close to 30 different decks of cards now, like Oracle and Tarot, that I use for different situations. Sometimes I just feel like certain spirit guides are trying to come forward, and sometimes my cards help with that. They're just tools that I use to get things done faster, I guess.
So how did you get started with this?
You know, it was a couple years ago, like 3 or 4 years ago, and I had some friends that were psychic and they were telling me, you're a medium, and I kept saying, no, I'm not, because I didn't understand that term. It kind of scared me a little bit, but I've been this way my whole life. I've seen spirits, I've given people messages from people from beyond, and I just thought everybody did that. And it wasn't until about 3 or 4 years ago I decided to step into it and really see what was possible with it.
Oh, so what are some of the what are some of those moments that you enjoy doing with this?
I think I have 2 favorites actually. A lot of times I'll get on Facebook and just kind of search a little bit for people who are grieving. I really like to have that moment of closure when they realize that they're going to be okay and their loved one is okay. That's one of my favorite things to do, especially like grieving mothers or fathers. My other second one is when we do shamanic prayer, and I pray over them holistically, and they come back a couple weeks later. Either they had a huge shift in the way they feel about things, or they had a restoration of health. Those are really exciting when spirit works through me as the vessel to get things handled.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you said that you've had these all your life, but you only really started using them 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So what was that aha moment that made you switch, other than people telling you? But there's usually another aha moment.
Another aha moment. Well, it's so hilarious. I hate to even say it out loud. Okay, so I had a best friend at the time, and she had lost a sister, about 4 or 5 years previous to that moment. And I was in the bathroom getting undressed to jump in the tub, and I look over and there's Marcy standing in the doorway, and I'd recognize her from photographs. And she was so real to me that I was like, why are you interrupting me in the bathroom? I was freaked out. And she was doing all the things that Marcy would have done, but I knew in my head she was not here. And I told my best friend that. And then I said, after it was all over, I got out of the tub and she had, left, thankfully. But there was a bright, shiny penny, and that was her thing, I guess. And so that's when I kind of had to stop telling myself I wasn't a medium, because I think I truly was at that moment. Couldn't deny it anymore.
Right. We all have those moments like, okay, I cannot deny this anymore.
Yeah. She chose the most vulnerable, time to get my attention. I was in the corner of my bathroom, getting my clothes off to take a jump in the bathtub, and there she was. And so she knew I didn't have anywhere to run from it or go anywhere. So I don't usually tell that story very often.
But you know, those are some of the best stories.
Yeah. I'm stubborn, so that's probably why she did that to me.
Yeah. But you know, I really think that sometimes us healers, we are probably some of the most stubborn people.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we see things in so many different ways and we're like, going, seriously? Like, no. It
Yeah,
takes us a while to go, okay, maybe.
Yeah. I was studying psychology. I wanted to be a counselor, and I had to get out of counseling because I saw things from so many angles that I would get stuck, you know. I would understand everything from every angle, and it was really frustrating. And it wasn't until I realized that I was supposed to be a healer and a spiritual counselor that things started to make a lot more sense finally.
Right.
Yeah.
Get that.
Yeah.
So what are you wanting to do today?
Well, I think I'm going to keep it simple, simply because mediumship sometimes takes me for a while to connect. And I don't want people jumping on here thinking that girl does not know what she's doing because she's not talking, she's not doing anything. But I thought maybe if you wanted to do like a general reading or something, just to kind of show them.
Yeah.
That's okay. Okay.
That's totally fine. I'm like, I don't have anyone that's really passed even recently to come forward.
That's what I was thinking. So when I was really trying to meditate on that, I'm like, I don't even think that mediumship would work with you today. So
no, I was like, nope. My last person that has passed was 3-4 years ago.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting too, because sometimes they'll come through and sometimes they won't. I have had different situations where a girl sat down and I was able to pull one memory from her great grandmother. And I said, do you even know any dead people? And she says, no, I was just hoping somebody would come through. I thought, girl. So I went out and I got a postcard from Spirit Deck so that when that happens, especially if somebody comes and sits for a reading with somebody getting the reading, I can pull a card for them, and it's just a collective from their ancestors or loved ones in heaven. Right. So that's kind of an interesting thing too. So we get it done somehow.
Yep.
So
the right messages always come through.
Yeah, for sure. Oh gosh. And so what I'm doing today is I'm going to read from the Spirit Song Tarot. It's just a really pretty deck with animals. And I do it intuitively, and then I kind of glance at the guidebook a little. And I am getting used to new contacts. This eye is completely blurred, so forgive me if I'm having a struggle reading the cards today. Gosh, it's been interesting. Okay, so I'm just opening up this circle for divine protection around Michelle and I and the listeners today. I call forward my archangels, Michael for protection, Raphael for any healing, any spirit guide messages today. Thank you. Okay. All right, 9 of feathers. That's always good. Wow, they're just jumping out. Looks like there's 4 cards here for you today. I was going to do a past, present, future, but it's not going to necessarily present that way. So 9 of feathers. Actually, it kind of is. Let me catch my breath here. Like I said, my eyes are just a little blurry. So the 9 of feathers, I'm just going to let you see this card here.
Okay.
Because I'm having a hard time seeing today. I really am, which is a little embarrassing. That talks about, I'm trying to see how I can do this. It's an air force, like an air element. It's all about power and some attainment here, fulfillment. Things are coming to like an accomplishment for you. There's new perspective and self-empowerment with this card, okay? Hopefully this is resonating. I'm so used to my eyes feeling like they're pulling out of my skull because they were so bad that now I feel like my contacts are trying to make me be lazy, and it feels really weird. All right, so this was actually the porcupine. I'm like, that does not look like a bird. That's how blind I am today. I guess it's a porcupine. So porcupines just usually want to be kind of doing their own thing and left alone. And they're pretty docile for the most part, but you get too close and you've got your boundaries there. Like, you know, if somebody gets too close and bothers you too much, you know, you'll bristle up and they're going to get poked a little bit, you know, and set that boundary again for you. The porcupine is equipped with all he needs to protect himself. He wears these quills with honor. A mentor for the vulnerable. He's here to show you how to protect yourself from your own painful thoughts. When anxieties are at their height, it feels as though things are at their worst. Step back and look at the big picture. Things are not as bad as they seem, and adjust your perspective. Excuse me, and cast your sights into the future with optimism, knowing you're doing the best you can. I apologize, sorry. Easing the grip of fear and anger will shed a heavy burden. Focus on your priorities, listen to your inner voice for guidance, and make the conscious choice to believe that tomorrow holds great promise for you. So once again, you're finding solutions to overcome your fear. Oh gosh, I swallowed wrong. And I feel like where you do Akashic Records, that really kind of fits you to a T, because it seems like any and all problems that you have that ability to kind of go in and look at all your soul's wisdom in the records and get guidance from that, and also do that for your clients. So that was a pretty cool card. So the next card is the Two of Acorns. Acorn is more of a fire. It's traditionally a Wands card. You can see that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that bird there, getting ready to snatch its prey. Insight and focus. So as you see this bird in the air, you know, this is kind of signaling your life is kind of coming into sharper focus, and you're able to really have that bird's eye view. You're kind of over, like, you have problems like everybody, but you're getting kind of a bird's eye view, and you're able to kind of focus in and swoop down after what you want. Okay, makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is like ideas, your strength, growth, and potential card. Okay. So there's some choices that you have there, some duality going on. And I will look at this up here. Okay. Put that back up where everybody can see it, hopefully. A messenger on a mission. That's the message. Falcon is focused on her target. In search of new experiences, she set her sights confidently on what she wants. Falcon is a victorious insignia for foresight and vision. Her power of insight gives her the ability to make choices that create balance and an integration within her world. Now is the time to manifest your ideas into form. You hold the power within to take flight in a new direction. Recognize your full potential, go forth courageously, and stand by your decisions that you're making. Persevere and you will achieve your goals. So anyone that's ever like been driving and look out the window and see a falcon just swoop down with little field mice, there is no looking back for that little mouse. There's no escaping the clutches of whatever this falcon is going after. So it really feels like that driven kind of fire energy, like the side, well, you're Leo. So you're really using that to your advantage right now, it looks like. Going after what you want. That's always exciting. The Ace of Acorns is creative force and confidence. It's the ram. Once again, there's that fire energy, Aries. The only thing that I would warn you about this is, as an Aries, I can tell you sometimes I jump into things head first without seeing it through or feeling and thinking it through. So that, I guess that would be the warning I would give you for this card.
I do that all the time.
Do you really? Oh my God, I do too. I usually don't regret it though. I mean,
yeah, no, I don't regret it. I was like, oh, that was cool.
Yeah, I like the experience of everything. So this ram is confidence, okay? And it's your guide to, as you strive to live life to the fullest. Revved up and raring to go, he's ready to bridle. I'm sorry, I'm really trying to read this. He's ready to brim with passion and prosper and grow. New bursts of energy are propelling you to begin something that will manifest your greatest dreams and desires. So let your enthusiasm lead the way to pursuing a new project. May your expanding imagination spark with creation, new and exciting adventures for you. So yeah, definitely some confidence and energy and putting that passion into action, you know, for your highest good and also for your clients. So that's exciting. I love that. And once again, let me see, what was that? Acorns. Yeah, the fire energy. So lots of energy and ideas are kind of bubbling around you, coming to the surface, it looks like. The last card. Yeah, the Knight of Shells, it's kind of overarcs everything together. And this is charm and passion. Well, if that doesn't describe a Leo perfectly. Okay, so here's what comes intuitively. It's the flamingo. And anyone that's ever seen a flamingo knows that its knees are backwards. Okay. No one else in the animal kingdom's knees are backwards that I know of or I can think of, but nobody bothered to tell the flamingo that. You know, he's just who it is. It is what it is. And they're still graceful and beautiful. They do, you know, those kneecaps are kind of set them apart though, because they just kind of are able to stand on one leg for hours at a time. They're very graceful still, and you would think, if you would think about a human being trying to walk with kneecaps backwards, how awkward that would be. But for this guy, it's just the most natural thing in the world. So I feel like there's been a lot of times in your life where you probably feel like the black sheep. You probably feel like you'll be darned if anyone's going to tell you to do it their way. It feels like you're more of the trailblazer, that you're going to stand out, okay, all this hot pink glory, and do your own thing the way that you know you need to do it.
Oh, it's so funny because everyone in my family, like my brother, my mom, and that, they all have a white car. Mine's black.
Oh, how funny. Of course it is.
All right, I really am the black sheep.
Gosh, no kidding. Oh, how funny. That's hilarious. I could see you being the black sheep.
Oh yeah.
I'm kind of the black sheep, more or less, and I'm happy with that. You know, it takes a while to get used to being the black sheep, but then once you're there, you have a lot of leeway for behavior, I guess.
You do, because everyone just doesn't expect you to conform. They don't expect you to listen. They don't.
Yeah, they're like, oh, don't worry about her. She's just being her, which is kind of nice because, yeah. Okay, so this little guy here, I'm going to read this to you. It's the messenger of love and good news. Flamingo's heart leads the way in helping you to act upon your dreams. Graceful and charming, he's your enthusiastic guide to helping you follow your bliss, unearth your inner gifts, and seize an opportunity. Be receptive to your emotional energies as they will bring your vision. Let me turn the page here. Yeah, he'll bring your vision to life. There we go. As you work towards achieving your ambitions, be open to exploring your passions. Life is a stream of opportunity. Seek new sources of inspiration and remain focused along the way. So yeah, there's introspection and ambitions goes along with this as well. A little bit of romance it's alluding to here too. So if you just kind of keep your energy focused from your heart space, and live passionately and authentically with abundant joy. You know, like happiness is kind of a choice, I feel like, whereas joy comes from within. And I feel like, yeah, so if you're really living abundantly and from your heart, the romance that you will eventually attract to this, because this is kind of more a little ways out. I feel like you're going to probably attract a romance here that really loves this about you. Okay. You know, sometimes we find people that they want to make us conform so that they feel safe and okay. But I feel like this person that's going to be coming towards you is going to see you as you are spiritually, with those spiritual eyes, and recognize that he found something pretty special, that he doesn't want to bridle or rein in any way. He's just going to be like, yeah, that's my girl. So
I need to step away for a quick minute.
Okay. feel like I should be doing a trick for everybody.
All right, sorry about that.
No problem. Okay. The first card that wanted to jump out but didn't quite is love. Didn't quite do it. So I feel like you're just not quite ready for that yet. Or maybe you are and it hasn't shown up yet.
No, I'm totally ready.
Oh, well, good, because it says number 56, relationship change, and the bottom of the deck is a happy ending. So yeah, Flamingo came in here to kind of warn you that love and romance, like not just love, but like a romantic thing is happening, is in the background working in your favor, bringing this person towards you eventually. And this is a relationship change. And so you're just going to have to use your intuition and really pay attention to those signs that are coming to you, and just kind of ask Spirit to help you kind of harmonize and adjust to those cycles in your life, that you can step into a new experience without changing or losing who you are, and just kind of side by side going through life together. Okay.
See, and that's why I'm ready. And, you know, I haven't dated in a long time. I've done a lot of growth. I need to see how this person is as dating.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. And I noticed, like, I got into this a little bit when I was married. But I told my husband, you know, you have to accept this about me because I can't change it. And when I run from it, things get really hard, really fast. They just get plain stupid. And so he has gone from Southern Baptist to at least listening to me, and you know, he lets me practice like my stuff on him and things. So there's been a lot of growth for both of us, which is good. But this here is your happy ending, and it's showing this yellow. I love it, the Leo. It's showing you standing in all of your power and glory, and this is a cosmic connection between the two of you that's going to come into your life. And it looks like it's going to really be some adventures, you know. You had the confidence and the creative force to step out of your comfort zone and do something, you know, kind of cool and different for yourself. And it's going to pay off, it looks like, in spades.
Cool.
So, yeah, good luck. And a wedding invitation wouldn't be bad. I would drive to Florida for that.
Right?
Yes.
A huge party.
Right. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Because I was like going about maybe a couple months ago, maybe it was even 3 months ago, when I was thinking about, you know, doing the move and everything else. Another friend of mine who is a psychic, she's like, "You're going to meet him up north." And I'm like, "I am."
Wow.
And then it was like, when I get here, I was like, "Oh, I'm here for a little bit longer yet. I'm not here just for a quick 2 weeks and gone."
Yeah, I was surprised when you told me you were still there.
Yeah, no, it's just like, no, it's not right to leave yet.
Interesting.
But I also know that, I'll tell you that after that. I don't want that on video. That I mean, I am on the last part of my hero's journey.
That's exciting.
So after doing all that clearing and healing, you always have to go back to see what you still need to work on.
Right. Oh, yeah. That's good too, because so many times we think we've done the work and we just move on. And there's still that residual stuff. And then the next time we go into it, like the Akashic Record sessions, or we go into meditation, or any of those places that I hold sacred, you know, Spirit's kind of nudging you back, and you're realizing, God, I thought I already handled that. I guess it's that sacred spiral. They, you know,
yeah, you
go
have
around and around.
You know, it's like, it's one of those things that you have to go back where all the trauma started to make sure the healing's done.
Oh, yeah.
you can fully move on. And that's the last part of the hero's journey.
Man. Well, I've been thinking about you and wondering how you've been doing. So I'm glad to see that you're smiling today and things are going okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also, yeah, a hero's journey is a good word. Good way of putting that. I love that. I know with this shadow work class that I'm doing, we have also, like, everybody thinks that shadow work and stuff is so scary and bad and what have you. But our teacher has taught us to imagine this emotion that comes up as shadow and meditate with it and ask what it's here for and what it protected you from and what lesson it's here to teach you. And then you can lovingly accept it and imagine it just becoming a part of you. And so I would do my homework and I would think, oh, I'm going to write this down about what I'm upset about or what worries me or whatever. And it would always be something from when I was 3 or 4 or really young. Like when the first time was, I remember feeling that way. It was an eye opener.
Yeah.
And I could probably go back to that workbook next year and have different things come up. So it's pretty interesting.
That is the truth, because it's like as you grow and do your work, new things at different chakra points are going to come too.
Yeah. I was pretty impressed.
So right now it sounds like you're really working through some of your safety and security chakra stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. We just finished the crown. But the one that kicked my butt the worst was root chakra.
Yep.
And the funny
for
thing,
7 years.
Oh, yeah, it's something else.
So that's where all your safety and security comes from.
Yeah. And I didn't have that growing up at all. And I still struggle with it in my marriage sometimes. So I'm learning.
I understand that.
Yeah. I'm learning that I said something on my live video yesterday that I'm learning that safety and security isn't geography. I thought it'd be a place or, a home or whatever. It's really how the work we do inside to make ourselves feel safe and secure every day. And if we don't, then what do we do? We need to do externally to get ourselves there. And then as we're doing the inner work as well. So that was kind of a good revelation for me because, I was raised by an old-fashioned family that you get married, you have kids, that's your security. And I was not old-fashioned like that. I wanted to go to college and make my own way, and it didn't work out that way for me necessarily. I got to go to school and work, but this all came up, and thankfully it did, because the spiritual work is making me look at myself so that I can heal others better.
Mm-hmm. And what people don't realize is that the shadow work is actually really important, especially right now during this time period.
Yeah.
Because there's so much about the history on Earth, which is not what we think it is. It's not the truth.
Right.
And so many things have happened that has kept our frequency vibrational down. And in order to raise it up, we have to do our shadow work. And is the shadow work and rising of vibrational frequency that is going to allow us to leave this ether of Earth and the matrix of Earth once we leave this body. If we don't do the work, we just get trapped in that cycle.
I really agree with that. The first time I ever heard about reincarnation, some lady was telling me that you live 13 lifetimes. There's 13 different soul lessons. And I don't even remember what that's from, what religion or belief system. But it got me, and the way she described it, it made sense to me at the time. Now I'm not sure what I really believe in that, because I've done readings so many times that people have reincarnated, or I go to ask for them and another spirit guide comes up and they're like, they've already reincarnated somewhere. So that's been a new thing.
We can have many different lifetimes.
I think so too. Yeah.
Just especially in the matrix here, that's way different than everywhere else.
You had mentioned one time, I think it was just in a private group thing, that Earthlings are the only species that believe that we can heal ancestral trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was pretty fascinating because I was starting to do that kind of work with, ancestral trauma. And they were saying how some traumas can actually change the acid in your DNA, and you can pass it down, and then future generations will kind of have a stronger reaction to certain things. And they're starting to say in the science world to kind of look in your family tree to see maybe grandma or grandpa had that, or whatever the case may be.
Well, you can feel it from yourself on. So like if
Gotcha.
your grandmother was very anger, bitter person, didn't feel like she was being honored, then those emotions would go into your mom, and then they would go into you, and they can get passed on that way. But what I was saying is that you can go heal that within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's before you have kids, you're going to heal it before, so any future generations will not get it.
Right. See,
But
and that makes sense.
But you cannot go back and heal it for your grandmother and your great grandmother, because that may be their karmic lesson that in emotional stuff that they need to work through in their next lifetime.
Right.
I mean, we cannot go back and say, hey, we're going to heal this for you, and I'm going to take on that burden, because it's not our burden to take on.
Right. Yeah. And I know just enough to get me in trouble in that. And I tell people that. So, if it resonates, I'm saying great to them, but really research this for yourself, because,
So I have a question for the cards.
Okay.
We're going to bring this back to your skills. So, I mean, a little bit, the other cards have kind of touched on it a little bit. There might be a new business opportunity for me here. Is that a reality within, is it going to be short term or long term?
Short term or long term?
Yeah.
What my intuition is telling me, it's not going to be a long-term thing. It doesn't feel long-term at all.
Okay.
It doesn't feel like just a few weeks either, but I mean.
Right.
Yeah. Well, darn. These cards flew out at me. Knight of Feathers and Queen of Feathers. That's interesting. It's that air and wisdom and ideas. So this is a business opportunity that you were thinking up, correct?
Yeah, that just kind of threw into my lap. I mean, yes,
awesome.
okay, so I've been thinking about this business opportunity for a while. I just didn't think it was going to happen here.
Okay, gotcha. Well,
but things are coming into play to where it could happen here with not a lot of money down out of my own pocket.
Well, that would be nice.
So I'm like,
Is this something that you can take with you?
Yes, it'd be really expensive to take with me, but yes.
Okay. Let me see what this card says, because I'm not feeling like it's going to be, you're not, and I don't mean that you're not going to be there for a while. I just mean you're not going to feel stuck there.
Right.
Yeah, it's not going to be something that makes you feel like you're mired in the gumbo and have to stay there.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not feeling stuck here right now.
Good. Okay. So this card, the Knight of Feathers, the knights come at you with like action and swiftness usually. Mm-hmm. So I do see that it is kind of something that's just been kind of sudden and fast moving. Knight here we go. The Coyote, action and focus. It's the card. Inquiring mind, an intense observer, revealer of truth behind illusion, and always cuts to the chase. Working with his resources, he doesn't hold anything. My eyes went blurry on me, I'm sorry. He doesn't let anything block his progress, and he is your guide in putting your goals into action. He challenges you to strike while the iron is hot. So focus energy on communicating your ideas and demonstrate how much you're in control. If you feel conflicted in making this move, now is a time to grant yourself enough faith to overcome your fear. Be aware and informed, and know that you will be able to deal with any roadblocks as they arise, and adjusting plans as needed. So maybe you will be there for a little while, because it is showing that you're going to be strategizing to put those plans in action.
Okay.
Where you're at. Yeah.
That makes sense for the opportunity that's been presented to me.
Okay. The key is to don't let yourself come across as someone that might be weak, which I doubt you do that anyway, knowing you. But if you show a little bit of weakness, I think it might be the fly in the ointment for you if you do that. Just really show yourself like self-assured and in control, and I think you'll be okay in it. Because the Queen of Feathers, there's that maturity in that communication and power.
Mm-hmm.
So perception and truth. Ooh, I got to read that now. I've never pulled that one, so I'm kind of excited. And it's the bat, which, I love bats because they can see at night, they see into the darkness, and they're still able to.
And their radars and their senses are so great.
They really are. And that's kind of showing where you're at right now with this. So you're definitely ripe for that opportunity. Sharp perception, her radar cuts through that which is hidden. A mistress of the naked truth, she does not stand for being fooled. She's gained spiritual depth through struggles and is objective and rational in her approach. Dashing wherever she needs to go. She is not afraid of this darkness. A bringer of new perspectives, Bat will offer constructive criticism for any situation. She's experienced at applying logical ideas to work out a sensible and fair solution, but will assist you in facing your fears when you need to stand up for what you believe in. Confront the darkness and you'll discover the awakening of light. Heighten the force of clarity and truth by seeing through illusions and maintain a balanced mind. I hope that helps. That's not really a yes or no exactly. At that point, I would get out a pendulum here and just ask it if this will be a long time adventure for you. Will this be a lifetime? Well, it's showing it will be a long term. It's going around, yes. And this is a stone of confidence, opportunity. So you could be there a while.
All right.
A funny thing came to mind, Michelle, and this might just be my silly mind at work, not the intuition, but that bony-legged, backward kneecapped flamingo made me think that maybe you'll be finding yourself a little bow-legged cowboy or hard worker somewhere out there, just because of the way their stance is.
Right.
No, but long-legged is what I meant.
Right. All right.
Never know.
Never know.
Yeah. Hopefully that's a little clearer than mud now.
A little bit.
Yeah.
May have to have you pull a card after we're done with this. I can tell you a little bit more personally.
Oh, that'd be great.
But I don't want it on the video yet. I'm not ready to tell the world.
Oh, that's smart. Last week when I did a reading, it was cautioning people to keep some of their good ideas to themselves and close to the chest. Or
yes.
Yes, that's a good plan. For sure.
Yeah, I don't tell people until I'm ready to roll things out.
Yeah. I've learned the hard way. I've told people, and then either someone else takes my idea and runs with it before I'm ready to, or, you know, they go into business with my ideas and make a lot of money, and I'm like, well, darn. So
Well, the thing
here
of it
I
is,
am, but
it's kind of like the same with trauma. The more we talk about it, the more our soul owns it, or our soul already thinks it's already been done.
oh yeah, for sure.
So if we talk about these sacred things that we want to bring out and bring into our lives and these goals and that stuff too soon, our soul's going to go, oh, you're too anxious for this. You're not ready.
Oh, I never thought of it that way.
And so I'm like, nope, we're just going to hold it back until I'm ready. But it's looking like it could start next week. So.
Holy cow, that explains that night card, the swiftness.
So yeah, I totally yep, I got that one.
Yeah, I guess you did.
Because I was supposed to go do some stuff that it could have actually started Wednesday, but
wow.
things have been postponed. So the other card, obstacles are going to come up. And I'm like going, okay, got it.
I don't think it's anything you can't handle, though.
Oh yeah.
I do feel like our resolve gets tested, though, when something big is about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we as human beings just see the 3D and we're like, oh, the signs are there that we shouldn't do this, when in reality it's just like, well, how bad do you really want this, and how committed are you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be okay.
I grew up in a family where majority of us own our own businesses. So
that's good. That'll be exciting to see what comes out of you next.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting because I'm doing. Yeah, I did a really quick.
You want to say as we finish up here?
No, I just was going to tell you really quick. I did a crystal grid, kind of, sort of, while I was sitting here, just kind of absentmindedly, like intuitively talking with you. And there is the crystal point, the healing crystal point. They had some labradorite here, which is the intuition. Let's see, this one here, the fairy. Where am I going? Okay, the fairy aura quartz.
Yeah.
I'm all backwards over here. To me, I use this for like when I do my mediumship, so that I can kind of peer into the future a little bit. And there's some turquoise for protection, and some rose quartz. And then this one, I always call it dragon's egg. I can't think of what it's called.
It is a shiver.
It's a what?
It's a shiver. It is a. Looks like is it oval?
It's kind of round almost.
Okay.
I always call it dragon's egg, and I know the name of it, I just can't think of it.
Because if it was more of like an oval, it would be what they call a shiver. It's a Scorpio stone.
Ooh. Well, that would be my moon sign.
And usually the shiver is the one stone that once it's yours. Like you know how other stones, sometimes you can misplace them and lose them when you're done with them. And the shiver is the one that will never leave.
Oh, how cool.
Because once it's yours, it's yours. And if anybody else picks up your stone, it'll literally feel like it's just stung them.
Well, no wonder why it's a Scorpio stone. That's
right?
Great. Yes. Well, these stones that I picked up are pretty protective of your intuition and wisdom and stuff. So, and also I had to throw in a little love there for you.
There you go.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me share that with you.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Why is this not wanting to? Let me. Hey, wait a minute here. Am I still on?
I see your pretty picture. That's it.
Okay, because for some reason it is not showing me my end of it.
Oh.
There we go. Let's try